Welcome in to this edition of the Oxford Exxon podcast. Hand raised, guys, this Thursday evening, 7 o'clock on the dot, as we are coming to you in the NFL game, not far off. Who's playing? Panthers and somebody tonight?
Panthers and your favorite team, the Atlanta Falcons.
So Panthers and Falcons, we get an NFC South matchup. I'm very, very much a fan of the Atlanta Falcons. Although at this moment, I actually need the Falcons to go ahead and win a game because it would do two things. It would give the Panthers another loss, and it would keep the Falcons from the first pick potentially. So at this point, any game the Falcons can win is a good way to go. So we'll take your calls tonight. We'll talk some football. We'll talk really whatever you guys want to talk about. Thank you for the couple days of hiatus there, or 1 day hiatus. Neal flew solo on Tuesday, so we'll with you. We are getting ready.
It's a flashback to my Mobile days. I did that a few times in Mobile, 3 hours.
Except then you had commercial breaks and guests and
a producer.
Yes, true. Instead of just, hey, hit a button and now talk for the next hour and 10 minutes, pretty much. So it's podcasting is harder than radio.
Yes.
Wouldn't you think?
Yes.
I mean, I get that everything's got to be a little more succinct and concise and inside the segments and everything. But for the most part, I think I think it's easier to do radio than podcast at a high level.
I would say that's true. Yeah, because podcasting, there's no, other than the stream, there's no interaction. It's just you talking. Now, had I done a little bit more of what I wanted to do, it would have been more entertaining to me. I don't know that it would have been as interesting to the audience.
Okay.
Because I've been honestly really keeping up. This last week has been fascinating to follow media and to follow the election and polls and different polls and all the stuff. I mean, I'm engrossed in it. Like,
you're all in right now?
Well, I find this to be a fascinating period in history. And I'm pretty into it. I mean, I get up and I look at the different polls and the different things, and the scenario that's out there that could so easily happen, it's not likely, but could happen, where next week is chaos, where next Thursday night we're only talking about that, is real. It's kind of scary. I'm not cheering for it. I hope it doesn't happen.
You're referring to an incredibly close one that then goes to the courts, and we're sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yeah, so here's...
You're not talking about 269. You're just talking about...
No. I'm talking about a scenario in which all that has to happen to get there is this. Trump wins Arizona. Okay. We're right now, according to the polls, he's probably down a point.
So within the margin.
Yeah. Trump wins Florida, wins Georgia, wins North Carolina. Trump wins Ohio. I think in this scenario, he probably wins Iowa, but I don't think mathematically Iowa would matter because Iowa only has 6. Iowa has the same amount of electoral college votes as Mississippi. So in this scenario, he wins that. Biden wins New Mexico, Virginia, Wisconsin, Michigan. I think they split Maine, but it really wouldn't matter mathematically.
Because Maine and Nebraska do the split vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And it comes down to Pennsylvania. And on Tuesday night, it looks like Trump has won Pennsylvania, which would make him reelected. But the Supreme Court ruling recently makes it such that Pennsylvania can recount votes up to 3 days, at which point no one is going to trust the results either way. That's not a political comment. That's a statement of fact.
Like literally none.
No one will trust the results. If the results come back and it says, "No, Trump held on and he won," people will say, "Oh, come on. Y'all didn't count them." And if it comes back and says, "Okay, well, how about that? Biden needed 22,000 and he got 24,000." Well, I'll go, "Well, that's convenient." And it's going to go to the courts. And we do the 79 days of hell that Joe Rogan and Alex Jones referenced today on the podcast that everyone's talking about. That's not an unrealistic scenario.
And in today's We talked about it the other day, and I'll try not to use the same term I made, because I don't remember which one I called it. I've had several that I've called it off air. With our political environment, that will make those 19 days in 2000 look like a church social.
Well, no doubt. Because
it will make that look like this. Let's just hold hands and wait on the votes to be counted. Because, you and I both listened to it. Everybody made a huge deal in 2000 about Gore just calling Bush and going, hey, I'm going to take that back. Sorry, we're within the margin. No big deal. And they got snippy with one another. They got a little whatever.
Yeah.
We did a week worth of media over them getting a little snippy at one another.
But Bush went to Crawford and kept his mouth shut.
Yeah.
And Gore stayed out of the limelight for the most part, too. And the attorneys fought it out.
Yeah.
But it turns out the attorneys at the end of the day would hang out and drink beer together. And ultimately, it went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said, we're not doing this again. And certified the election, and you know the rest.
Yeah.
I don't think this is – can you imagine two things? The funny part, not funny. The Twitter on that over those is just set it on fire. And then in reality, the fires.
And we're still at peak of people putting way too much stock in Twitter.
Yes.
It is such a small subsect of the human of the American population. It dictating any policy or thought off Twitter comments.
Yeah, because some people
a bunch of anonymous dudes. Well, sorry, no, a very small segment of anonymous dudes are saying something. Let's change policy. Let's figure out. Hey, whoa. Rebel Boner 12 said, okay, great, whatever.
But that scenario's not. Tell me which part of that's outrageous. Trump wins Arizona. Not outrageous.
No.
Trump wins Georgia. I think most people expect that he probably will. Trump wins Florida. I think most people expect that he probably will, although they're both spending a lot of time there today, which tells me that both of them have internal numbers that tell them, hey, this is up for grabs.
Sure.
Biden was in Georgia last night a little bit, but he got out of there. I still think Georgia goes to Trump, but we'll see. North Carolina's kind of up for grabs. So a lot of this could change, but none of this is outrageous. And then if I tell you Trump wins Ohio, Biden wins Wisconsin and Michigan, Trump wins Iowa, they split Maine, which part of that is shocking? I'm not saying, hey, guess what? Trump wins California and Biden wins Texas, at which point you're like, whoa, what? Nothing that I said is shocking. And so then it gets to Pennsylvania, which is super close.
You make a good point, though. Something I noticed today. I was on YouTube this morning, and I don't remember what I was looking at or what was offered to me or whatever, but it made me go down a wormhole for a minute of the electoral college blowouts in 84 and 88. With Reagan and Mondale, with Mondale winning his one state, and then I think the caucus won 111 electoral votes or something.
Yeah.
It was 400 and something to 100 and something.
Over quickly on those nights.
Point being, we've had maps where that's been the case before, but how fortunate in some ways that we actually have kind of like political competition. Because if one more huge state was just blue instead of red or red instead of blue, the electoral college would be completely meaningless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Texas didn't kind of have the culture it has and it was just blue, well, there would be no reason to even have an election, because if you win Florida and or if you win California and New York and Texas, then the thing's over. Whereas if California had some different kind of or New York had some different demographic and it was red, well, the damn thing's over before you start. We would almost have to redo things at that point where, it would be very possible for somebody to get 51% of the electoral vote but lose 3 or 4 states and go, well, that's it. Sorry, you can't win.
I'll tell you another interesting thing. It's very minutia, but I'm watching it. I'm curious to see how it ends up. Jorgensen, the Libertarian candidate.
Yeah, we mentioned this briefly. Does she have the impact of a Nader or a Stein or something
I'm starting to think she might. She could finish with as much as 4% of the vote. And people go, oh, big deal. Think about how many votes 4% is.
She would be taking from Biden?
She would probably be taking mostly from Trump.
Okay.
She'd be taking a little bit from both.
Yeah, but is there a sentiment where
She's
it actually
kind of me.
Because like I said, Nader took from Gore and changed the election.
Yeah. If
I don't think Perot actually changed the election.
Probably not.
I think Nader did.
Yeah.
I think Jill Stein did.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I mean, if I were just voting, and look, my vote doesn't count. I'm in Mississippi. We know what's happening
We're
here.
not in a swing state.
But if I were really voting my heart, I'd probably vote for her. They're planks like, yeah, it's me. Yep, that's me. You know what I mean? I mean, that's and so you start to wonder, is that something that grows out of this? Not in my lifetime, but over the course of time.
Well, yeah, sure.
Because all elections send messages moving forward.
Is there a legitimate third party in 30 years?
Probably. Or it might be a replacement party.
That's fair. I mean, we haven't always been Democrat and Republican.
I mean, look, if
I mean, hell, Democrat and Republicans were reversed 70 years ago.
let's say, hypothetically, that Trump were to lose Florida, Georgia, and North Carolina on Tuesday.
Okay.
That's it for the Republican Party. It's over. You're done.
Look, he's going to win, but Democrats are spending time in Texas.
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah. If he wins Texas, it's over. Not only is it over for the election, it's over moving forward for that party. That party has to completely reevaluate who it is. And it creates an opening for another party. We've not always been...
Is it who it is or is it who he is?
I don't know.
Is the party broken or do you have a candidate?
Well, he's been their nominee twice now.
Only won the first time.
And he beat Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
What you're also finding out in this election is just how incredibly unlikable she was. And shame on the Democrats for running her. Because they should have known, someone should have had the guts to go, hey, you can't win. But there's a lot here today. I mean, look, the fact that no media member has said, Mr. Biden, do you know Tony Bobulinski? The fact that no media member has said that is an indictment on our field. The fact that big tech is still censoring what they are should scare the shit out of everybody who's ever read 1984. Mm-hmm. We live in what is supposed to be a democracy. And if you look at what's happening in our country today, censorship at that level, you talk about Twitter not mattering, thank God it doesn't.
Sure. It doesn't, but you're right. Because it's become...
But this Biden story, I'm not saying, and I'm not, listen, let me make it clear, I'm not saying that it's true. But the fact that no one is even asking the vice president, former vice president of the United States, the guy who appears to be the 46th president of the United States, if you made me bet today, I'd bet that he wins, that no one's asking him about, do you know Tony Bobulinski? On the record, to get his reaction is shocking. Because if we're totally honest, if you change nothing in the story except Trump becomes Biden and Donald Trump Jr. or Eric Trump, pick your Trump, becomes Hunter Biden, this story is wall to wall around the clock.
It's shocking me because while I think most national political journalists are doing it because they're protecting their candidate in a lot of ways, it's amazing to me that nobody's been that guy because they all have such massive egos. You know what I mean? That like nobody goes, okay, you know what? Because it's going to make me whatever.
Yeah.
That is what's surprising, that has not taken center stage. That's what's interesting to me. That one dude just doesn't go, you know what? I'll be the guy.
I'm going to be the guy.
Because I'm going to be the dude getting talked about all night now.
Which is what's fascinating because we work in journalism where like coaching searches.
Yeah.
For example, I mean, the last one, I wanted to be the guy that broke Matt Luke getting fired. I wanted that story. And I'm a nobody, and that's covering a nothing story. And then I wanted to be the first guy to report that Lane Kiffin was the next coach at Ole Miss. To the point that I never put my phone down. I didn't stop. Was literally at my wife's corporate Christmas party when I broke it. Where she's looking at me like, what are you doing? I'm like, do not ask me right now.
Yeah, leave me.
I'm on this. I'm like on the cusp of it. And so then that's a nothing story except to the people here. And I get that it's a story here, but
relative to what we're discussing.
Yeah,
right.
Lane Kiffin landing the Ole Miss job isn't it wasn't a big moment in New York City. Yeah. To one of these people, if you could be the reporter that says, Mr. Vice President, have you ever met Tony Bobolinsky? The person who asked that question is going to get headlines, which is remarkable. But and his answer would be fascinating because he might say, absolutely not. But you should get him on the record. We've done that with people where you ask a question knowing you're going to get a negative answer, but you want to go ahead and get the answer because it's on the record. Yeah. We did it with the NCAA thing. We asked, Bjork. How many times did we ask Ross Bjork, have you gotten a notice of allegations? Mm-hmm. Have you received a notice of allegations? It wasn't because we expected him to give us a voila moment, but we needed to have benchmarks.
He said no on May 28th. He said no on June 9th.
Yes. Yeah, and then when he came back and, he knew at that point, hey, I'm going to have to be honest about this. And this is it's not a great example, but you know what I mean? I mean, that is the role of the media. Yeah. And if Biden's answer is no, I've never met him, and it turns out to be true that he never met him, well, then so be it. But if it comes back that someone can document that, yes, he did, well, then he lied. Yeah. And now that becomes a story. Yeah. And that's the role of the media. And if you go back and pay attention to the founding fathers, they believed strongly in an independent media. It was very important to George Washington, to Thomas Jefferson. It mattered to them. To Alexander Hamilton, who formed the New York Post. I mean, it's remarkable.
I mean, Jefferson, who essentially created the first Twitter mob, if you will, with the newspapers back in the day. I mean, basically took over a media entity simply to get his campaign and his vote out. I mean, he was well before his time in that standpoint.
A much less important story. I'm curious, speaking of elections, as we get into Mississippi stuff, do you expect the flag to pass?
I hope, just so it goes away.
I didn't ask you if you hoped. I asked you, do you think it will?
Dude. I don't know. I mean, probably. I mean, I guess, right?
I don't know.
Like, how the hell do I know? Like, I don't know. I mean,
what do you think? If you had to bet money, I mean, I'm not going to hold you to it. No one's going to shoot you or anything. But if you had to, bet $100, what would you bet?
We just move on. Just hit yes. Like, I don't even care what it looks like. Fine, great, whatever. It wasn't necessarily the one I would have picked, but it's all right. Like, who cares? I refuse to have a strong flag opinion.
I'm going to predict that it doesn't pass.
That's the problem. Is that it's got to get 50%, and it's not like it's running against something else. It's just, do you want to start over? Or yes, like, okay, great. Yeah. Like, it might be 2038 and we still have no flag up on like the great flag thing in D.C.
Oh, it could so easily happen.
I mean, the Initiative 65 is going to be an interesting vote.
Now, which one's that? Fill me in.
That's the medical marijuana thing.
Oh, okay.
And then the flag. Yeah, locally, those are the two things that, I mean, I'm curious to see how close SB gets to Cindy Hyde-Smith.
What's your prediction?
I think it's close-ish where it's a vote.
I think he gets to about 40.
Look, he's done a good job.
He has. I think he gets to about 46%.
I think that's about right. Yeah, he's done a really good job, and I don't know her updated numbers, but she didn't even really start campaigning until recently. And I know at one point she had raised the 97th most money of all 100 U.S. senators, and the other three were not seeking re-election. So do the math. I mean, I don't know. Look, if
Ben Leslie spells it Cindy Hyde like H-I-D Smith.
That's good. If SB wins, I'll be shocked because a Democrat wins a Senate seat in Mississippi.
Yeah, he's not winning.
But I do think he has the best chance because of what he's been able to do and how poor of a candidate she is.
Yeah.
When's the last? I mean, seriously, when's the last Democratic senator in Mississippi? I mean, I don't know. I know you don't know.
You would know better than I would. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, probably since the Democrats were not the current Democratic Party, it was kind of reversed. I mean, I don't know.
Do you think? So does the medical marijuana? It doesn't pass, does it?
I think it passes.
Do you? I mean,
I
I'll
think it's
vote for it.
I don't.
Cool. I'm cool with it.
It has less of a shot with you having to vote on 65 and 65A. I think it has a decent chance, though. I really do. Yeah, Brandon says the people of Mississippi will never pass 65. Maybe he's right. Maybe I'm just being optimistic for some progressiveness. I don't know, but
it's where people like you and me.
I mean, it's not bothering me, so
no,
sure.
Yeah,
I'm good.
It's where when people call me like whatever, I'm like, man, socially, I'm pretty liberal.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of stuff, you live and let live. Like, great, have at it. Enjoy.
Yeah.
I mean,
whatever.
I
don't care. It's not bothering me any.
Because I think my folks don't understand it's medical, not just legalized in general. Well, no, that's very possible because people are stupid.
There's no question about that. Yeah, Tommy Tuberville.
He's going to win.
He's
dodging the hell out of the other dude. Just dodging the hell out of him.
He's just got to play defense for a few days.
He's just like... He didn't even respond to the Montgomery Advertiser asking some basic questions on stuff.
Yeah.
What's the other guy's name? Doug Jones.
Doug Jones. All Tuberville has to do is run the clock out. He's playing old, before your time, North Carolina, Dean Smith would run the four corners.
Uh-huh.
They'd possess the final 5 minutes of the clock just passing the ball around.
Uh-huh.
That's Tommy.
Well, yeah, because the only way he can win is to say something stupid. So just don't talk.
Don't talk.
It's the equivalent of in any persuasive thing. Once you get the answer you want, shut up.
Frankly, it's why I think the Democrats about Biden believe that it's more of a race because you can get mad if you want. They pulled him out of his bunker and they've put him on the road a little bit because otherwise they were concerned. The numbers began to change. His debate performance in debate 2 was not good. He had a couple of terrible mistakes and Trump capitalized. Didn't even tell you about Rafters. Rafters, yeah.
We jumped right in.
Yeah, we that's okay. There's a lot happening. It's a big weekend. Presidential politics are a big thing. We get it once every 4 years, and it's a big thing.
Look, I said this the other day. We're talking about it nowhere near how we talked about it in 16 and 12.
Oh, no doubt.
It was nonstop for weeks in 16 and 12 here on this podcast. I mean, it was just go. But yeah, nonetheless, podcast brought to you every single day by the Oxford Exxon, Highway 6 West in Oxford. Speed Pass Plus app. Download it, use it. It's an efficient way to get on with your day. You pay right there at the pump, and you move on. You have to go inside the convenience store, but if you'd like to, they got the whole barbecue hot case. Got a lot of options for you for lunch specials, $5.69, 2 sides bread, 32-ounce drink, and more there at the Oxford Exxon. And maybe you're rolling away in a Clark Ford. We are in the Clark Ford studio.
Leif makes a good point.
What's that?
If you went into a coma in like 2014,
dude,
and you woke up today and you said, hey, Donald Trump's president and Kanye West is running, you'd be like, whoa, what? Yeah, Donald Trump's the president. He's running for re-election, and Kanye West is on the ballot. You'd say, no way. You would think that you had so much medical marijuana in your system that you didn't know what to do.
Yeah, Mississippi's voting to pass marijuana. We've all been doing online shit for like months now for different pandemics and stuff. Yeah. I mean, the only thing is, hey, Alabama still winning football? Yeah, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. All right. That's it. Otherwise, sure. LeBron's a Laker. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
whatever.
LeBron's a Laker.
Around a little bit.
Yeah. Brady's a Buccaneer.
Yeah. That would be like, huh? What happened?
So Tom Brady's in Tampa. LeBron's a Laker. Trump's the president, and Kanye's running.
Cliff Notes version, last 6 years, right there. It's all right.
And everyone's wearing masks. Yeah. Guests will join us on the Rafters Music and Food Hotline. Rafters Music and Food on the Square in Oxford. It's open. So is Rafters in New Albany and Rafters on the Water as well. Be a great place this weekend. Hang out, Ole Miss and Vanderbilt. 3 p.m. game start at 11. It's Georgia and Kentucky at 11. There's games throughout the day. Rafters be a great place to hang out and watch those games. The Ole Miss men's and women's basketball team wants you in the pavilion this season. Season tickets on sale can be purchased at OleMissTix.com. That's OleMissTix.com. We are also brought to you by Jupiter Security Systems. They're based in Madison, Mississippi. They provide your business with a help desk, allowing you to get software at a much cheaper price than you would pay going directly to Microsoft or the different cybersecurity services. It's basically ADT for your computer system, so get in touch with Eric at 601-519-9583 or email info at jupitersecurity.net. You can also visit jupitersecurity.net. Picks are up. They're brought to you by the College Corner. It's a one-stop Rebel Shop, 2 locations in the Jackson area. In Ridgeland, the College Corner is next to Fleet Feet, and in Flowood, it's next to Half Shell. If you don't live in Jackson, no problem. You can visit the College Corner at collegecornerstore.com. Plus, you can find them on Facebook and Instagram. So whether you're tailgating in Oxford or home gating with your friends and family, they've got you covered on game day throughout the month of October, which, by the way, ends on Saturday. Mention Rebel Grove at checkout. Get 15% off your entire purchase. You can also visit online. Just put Rebel Grove in the coupon tab at checkout.
Grind says for $1 million, you have to go in a stinky room filled with 400 flies or a humid room with 200 mosquitoes for 10 minutes.
Ooh.
It's got to be the flies.
I think it's the flies.
Because I'm not getting bit.
Yeah.
I'm upset, and I got to cover my eyes and my mouth probably, but it's the flies. It's not even close. The mosquitoes, no, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Grind's down in Mobile. By the way, I hope you guys are okay down there. I've seen some pictures. God, that hurricane, it did damage. That thing snuck up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
2020 blows, man. I mean, a hurricane in late October that does that kind of damage. It's awfully late in the hurricane season, right?
Yeah, I was talking to a buddy and was talking about kind of like, well, why has this been so bad? It's somehow it did not get very cold last winter.
Yeah.
And the water temperatures have just been up so much all year that it just keeps feeding it and feeding it and feeding it and feeding it.
We need some cold weather.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, to set things. I mean, now that we've talked for 20 minutes about politics, we're getting a global warming for the next 20 minutes.
No. No, sir. Nope. That'll do it for tonight's show.
Panthers and Bucks, 11:25 first quarter as we're sitting here checking it out. So Ole Miss and Vanderbilt, 3 o'clock Saturday.
There's just not much to say about it.
Where I was say. It's pretty much a nothing game. Ole Miss favored by 2.5 touchdowns. And if you win and you cover, you feel a little good going into the bye week. You play South Carolina coming out. You see what happens. And frankly, even if you kind of play it close and win or anything worse, and you're going, what in the hell is going on? Because Vanderbilt's awful.
All you got to know is this. On Wednesday, Kiffin did his Zoom call with reporters.
Yeah, sure. We'll edit the Major League thing, Evan. No problem. We like Major League.
What's that?
Evan says, I have a graduate homework about management and professional sports by choosing any film or documentary. He chose Major League. Would y'all want to take a quick review edit before I submit it? Yeah,
sure.
Go ahead.
Kiffin was on the call, and everyone was asking him these Vanderbilt questions.
He started the week going, well, I mean, they're a really formidable opponent. It's like, Lane.
Yeah, and so
I love you. Let's coach speak it.
So I finally hit the hand raise button, and I was like, so how many pennies did you get this week, And he lit up like, oh, thank God. We're going to talk about something.
He got a little happy, didn't he?
He was like, oh, thank God we're going to have fun now.
Well, because he even said hey, I know you didn't care about any of the other questions.
No, and I was like, you're right. Not even a little bit. The only thing I wish I had done, because I think he would have enjoyed it, is when he said about the Florida Atlantic, when he did the 3 bond mice, and he tweeted it at FAU, and he goes, I didn't think I'd get fined for that. I wanted to go, wait, hold up. This is where Zoom was a negative, because I was like, do I hit the hand raise button, or what do I do? Because I was no longer active. But I would have wanted, come on. Yeah, you knew when you did that you were going to get fined. It was funny as hell, and it was worth it. But you knew you were going to get fined.
Without even a shadow of doubt.
And so I wish I had challenged him a little in a fun way. Okay, now when you hit the retweet button on the video that showed that they missed the call, you knew you were starting it up, right?
Well, because he goes, I know the language was not good in the words, but really I was just retweeting the picture. It's
you're like, come on, Lane, come on. I mean, it's funny, but come on. It was one of the first signs, though, that he's starting to warm up to the local media a little,
yeah.
especially those of us that aren't serious about football.
Well, and I think if it was in person,
I
think he would have by now. I think the Zoom is taking away from
the
interactions.
People can't see it at home, but so you're in a Zoom call, and you have to hit. And Webb, we're getting to you. Hold tight. You're in a Zoom call. You have to hit the raise hand deal, and then you're in a prompt. And so it's just not organic at all.
It's very presidential PC.
Yeah. And so, but there's not a lot of room to follow up. And then you don't know, can I keep following up? And so there's no conversation, if you will. It's stilted. Webb says, want your view. How many riots do we have if Trump wins? I think a ton here in D.C. If you think 2020 is bad, think of the Aztecs losing 90% of the population in 1 year perspective.
Well, that would be a bad year. Yeah, that's true.
I do think if Trump wins on Tuesday that it's an ugly night.
And frankly, I think there are riots either way if a winner is declared on Tuesday. Yeah.
Even if Biden wins?
I think there's a celebratory riot. Yeah, I think you can change the connotation all you want, but yeah, I think there are riots either way on Tuesday. My opinion.
You could be right.
I mean,
I don't know. Like I said this on the beer garden with Jeffrey. I do hope there's a clear winner, whoever it is.
Oh, I hope somebody wins 300 electoral votes. Yeah.
But I don't have a lot of hope.
Don't think so.
Is there Trevor Lawrence news today?
He's tested positive for COVID. Ian Rappaport and Mike Garofalo. Both reporting that. The number 1 ranked Tigers face Boston College on Saturday.
So Trevor's not playing.
That's correct.
It does open up the Heisman for Mac Jones.
It does. No, it's a little bit of war attrition, a little bit from that standpoint. Well, I mean, look. And I mean, this is not new. Whatever. I mean, I'm repeating, even though I believe it. The Big Ten's protocols are simply showing that they didn't want to play anyway. It is a way to say, hey, we're playing, while also going, no, we're not playing. Because when you put no flexibility in, and you have, I mean, look, even if you believe this thing is completely and utterly serious in every way, 21 days out when you test positive.
It's stupid.
3 games.
It's not necessary.
Well, that's my point. It's showing you that
they were scared they were going to get sued.
So, yes, we'll play, but we're going to put a bunch of rules in. They're going to keep you actually from playing.
They went from woke to weak. Tell me where I'm wrong.
Ohio State's the one going, oh, my God, we could lose out in the playoff now because we can't get games played.
I can tell you this.
Because if you get to 6 games, even if you go 6-0 and it looks really impressive, I think you're out.
I'm sourced.
When somebody else is playing 10.
I'm sourced on this.
Okay.
There are some member institutions of the Big Ten that are having their attorneys evaluate exit clauses. There are angry people.
This one's interesting, too, for a lot of teams. Georgia would be interested here. Other teams would as well. Ross Dellinger just now saying ACC operates under CDC guidelines. A player who tests positive must isolate 10 days from the time of their positive test. If Lawrence got his positive today, his isolation would end the day after Clemson and Notre Dame. Now, again, Lawrence may have to get an extra test tomorrow. He could end up being negative. I have no idea where he's at in the process. But Dellinger saying that as of now, he would be he would miss the Notre Dame game if policies stand.
So we haven't talked about it because you were moving.
Sure.
You had stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
The Dodgers win the World Series.
They did.
Yet the story, fittingly in 2020, was Justin Turner, who tested positive.
Yep.
They pulled him from the game in the 8th inning, put him in isolation. The Dodgers win. They beat the Rays 4-2. Justin Turner's 36 years old. This is likely the apex of his career.
Sure.
He decides to come out and celebrate with his teammates.
Sure.
Outside of Clayton Kershaw, he's the heart and soul of the Dodgers.
Sure.
Mookie Betts is their best player, but he's only been there 1 year. Turner's been there a long time. He's the face of the Dodgers.
Sure.
Outside of Kershaw.
Yeah.
His teammates wanted him on the field.
Sure.
He came out for the picture, for the trophy, for all that stuff. The media has gone insane over it. What'd you think?
My one issue with it, overall, I didn't really have an issue. Because here's the thing. We're going to be pragmatic about it. He's around those guys all day long. He's already been exposed to such an extent. My one issue, and that I think has some relevance potentially, is I wish he'd have stayed away from Dave Roberts. Cancer survivor, former chemo, somebody who has some comorbidities.
Yet it was Dave Roberts who came and sat right by him.
I know, but that is my only part where I'm like, probably cool, but that bugs me a little bit. But otherwise, I had no issue with anything that was going on.
Yeah. I woke up to it, saw it, realized it was a story. I wasn't either.
Yeah.
Realized it was a story, and I thought, good for him.
Well, in baseball, what they did was they got the last out and went, I don't care.
Oh,
whatever.
Can you imagine? Where are we tonight if Tampa wins that game?
Turner's held up. Well, no, they all got to wait now because you got
to test everybody. Have they even
potentially
have they even played Game 7 yet, or is there a 4 or 5 day break between Game 7 to make?
Because you can't sit out in the Game 7 of the World Series 14 players. No, come on.
Major League Baseball caught a major break from a PR standpoint.
Yeah, come on. You. I mean, Tyler releases are playing a game tonight. As long as everybody was negative or it didn't create roster issues, but you can't not play Game 7 of the World Series with both rosters out.
Could you make them co-champs?
No. No.
Everybody gets a trophy?
No, we're not doing participation trophies in Game 7 of the freaking World Series. Hey, Kershaw, you got your trophy. They got theirs too. Yeah, that's good. All right.
Webb says rumor is in D.C. that vaccination's middle of November. No way.
Well, that's what Don said on the last debate.
What's the name of it? The Operation Swift something or Fast something?
Hurry.
It's actually the biggest flaw of the Trump campaign. And you know me, you can vouch for me here. I'm obsessed with campaigns.
You are.
Trump's messaging is so bad. They actually are on pace to have a historic breakthrough in terms of a vaccine and distributing the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
And he never talked about it. I'd have talked about that every day, all day. Warp Speed. Project Warp Speed. Supposedly that's legit.
Yeah, you never shut up about it. That's what we're doing.
I would talk about it nonstop. It would be incessant. I would be Warp Speed, Warp Speed, Warp Speed.
Days away, guys.
He said it in the second debate, and I was like, what's that?
Yeah.
And asked a few people who would know, and they're like, oh, yeah, it's legit. It's really close. Why is he not talking about that? Crazy.
AJ Hinch, the favorite to become the next manager of the Detroit Tigers, by the way.
Okay.
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah.
At this point, who cares?
For the Tigers, what do you got to lose?
Tony La Russa gets hired by the White Sox. A ridiculous hire. They go from being this really young...
What are you doing?
This really young, fun team to Tony La Russa. And it's like, no.
I mean, seriously, I don't understand. I don't understand.
DJ Gregory says, I'm old enough to remember when this was a sports show. I mean, we'll talk some sports in a minute. We're going to open up the calls. What do you think people are talking about today? Ole Miss Vanderbilt? I mean, Auburn LSU's an interesting game.
Like I said, this is not a lot of political talk compared to our normal years.
Alabama's a 32-point favorite over Mississippi State. Trevor Lawrence has COVID.
Did you see the Did you see where they brought back the Jeff Passan lead on the LaRussa story from back in the day?
No.
Okay, this is from 2016, and somebody goes, we just can't forget this. Jeff Passan from Yahoo says, Tony LaRussa, a convicted drunk driver who managed one of the most steroid-addled clubhouses in modern baseball history, and today oversees an organization that at the trade deadline passed along to multiple organizations private medical information about a player it wanted to deal, spent Wednesday playing moralist, a role that suits him about as well as chief baseball officer for a major league franchise.
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, Passan in 2016 there.
You ain't wrong.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that was that. So, we're getting fairly close. We're only a few days out. You have you stayed away from Halloween candy? You're 2 days out. How's it going?
We got to go buy some.
Oh, you don't even have any in the house?
No, we got to go buy it.
Our kids going to go
trick. Our kids going to trick or treat?
It's not frowned upon or anything, right? I think
not that I know of. I mean, I told Laura we need to go buy it because I
think it's fine.
I hope little kids come and trick or treat because they've paid enough. If they want to come trick or treat, I want to buy God. In fact, I want to get the good candy. Here, little Johnny,
no candy corn,
little Jenny,
none of those little black wax things.
Here are some. You want Reese's Pieces or Hershey's? You pick.
Peanut butter cups for everybody.
Damn
guys.
right. I mean, haven't the kids suffered enough? I mean, if you're dressed up as Cinderella, I'm going to say, wow, we'll be doing a show. It's a shame we don't have a better camera because we could do trick-or-treaters on the show. The post game.
Oh, we could.
We could.
Okay. But are you going to wait to the very last minute so you don't eat it?
No.
Is that a strategy or you
no?
Just
we just hadn't done it.
Okay.
It's such a weird year. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, how much do you buy? How many parents will let their kids come trick-or-treat?
50% of normal.
Y'all trick-or-treating? I mean, you'll be here, but it's Karatech and y'all ain't even talked about it. 2020's nuts, man.
I know what she wants to be, but I don't know if that means, hey, run over to mom's for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Avery wants candy rankings.
We can do candy rankings.
We can do candy rankings. What are your Reese's peanut butter cups are number one. If I'm doing Halloween, that's what I want to get.
We've done this a ton. We'll do it again. Give me 1 second before we do it.
Right.
I'll tell you about some Halloween activities. Speaking of, visit oxfordms.com/events. Stuff going on all throughout town over the next few days. You've got Hocus Pocus Halloween Hunt. That's all around town. That's going the 21st to the 31st. And then starting, we got Halloween and Night of the Loop de Grue at Off to the Drive-In. That's by Cannon Motors tomorrow night. You got a Hallowed Hopewell, 6 to 9:30 at Camp Hopewell tomorrow as well. You've got the Stark Raving Pumpkin Carving Display. That's at the Walton Young House, October 30th to November the 1st. Storytime with Miss Jill from Square Books Juniors, 10 a.m. at the City Hall Plaza. That is on Halloween, obviously Saturday morning every week with Miss Jill there with Square Books Junior. The Halloween Spooktacular Drive Boo, 12 to 2, Lafayette County Arena. Trick or Treat Hollywood Feed, 9 to 7 on Halloween. And then Army of Darkness and Halloween are at the drive-in at Cannon Motors on Halloween night. So you can watch Halloween on Halloween if you so wish. Maybe it's still the best slasher movie that's ever been made. I'll actually go to bat there. Visit oxfordms.com.
We're also brought to you by the Iron Horse Grill. I'll have food for thought up tomorrow. The Iron Horse Grill, located at 320 East Pearl Street, with live music 4 times per week. It's the perfect place to enjoy lunch, dinner, or Sunday brunch. We taped a soft verbal today. I'll put that up in podcast form tomorrow. It'll be up on Saturday in our live stream. It's brought to you by Dead Soxy, DeadSoxy.com, DeadSoxy.com, the best socks you'll ever put on your feet. Go to DeadSoxy.com, enter promo code Rebel Grove, and you'll get 15% off. Is it 30% off? 30% off your order at DeadSoxy.com. I've had some of the Peerless Bourbon, you can tell. We'll model our Blue Delta jeans this weekend, a post-game show. Please, God, let Ole Miss win. We need a win.
Don't stop.
Let's just keep it real. If Ole Miss loses, I can't promise a post-game show. I'm just being honest.
This might be it. Okay.
We just go, you know what? F it. We're out. If Ole Miss wins, we'll model our Blue Delta jeans at bluedeltajeans.com. You guys can do that as well. They're open 10 to 6. Although if that doesn't work for you, you can set something up. Just send them an email, info@bluedeltajeans.com, or hop into their DMs on Instagram or Twitter at Blue Delta Jeans. Got a Mind on My Money dropping here in just a few minutes. In fact, it's probably already out where you subscribe to podcast. It's brought to you by Pinnacle Trust. Pinnacle Trust is in Madison, Mississippi. They've got clients in more than 20 states. They've got advisors in multiple states as well. It's pintrust.com. To learn more about Pinnacle Trust, just go to pintrust.com and mention that you heard about Pinnacle Trust on the podcast. You'll get 10% off your first year's fees.
It's Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. That is number one. I mean,
it's number one.
You know, we've had this conversation a ton. I'm not a huge peanut butter person. I know you love it.
Yeah.
But there's the right amount of chocolate to offset it perfectly. Now, here's the catch.
I'd put peanut butter on anything.
See, and it's not my thing. I will eat peanut butter sandwiches if it's extra crunchy peanut butter, but otherwise, I'm good.
I do like crunchy peanut butter.
Do you?
Yeah, for
creamy
sure.
peanut butter doesn't do much for me.
I like any peanut butter, but crunchy peanut butter is like a treat.
Okay, are you fine with any of the different shapes and stuff, or does it have to be the regular cups? Or
I mean,
because your chocolate peanut butter ratio gets off in some of the different.
I'm
things.
still good. Honestly, I'm good.
What about the white chocolate ones?
No, and I don't like the pumpkin one.
What's wrong with the pumpkin one?
I don't like pumpkin mixed in with.
Oh, they have a pumpkin flavored one.
The pumpkin flavored stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like that. No.
But it's number one. It's hard to beat that.
Yeah.
It's
What's number two?
It's where I'm a little weird. Either really good, just straight chocolate. But not like Hershey's.
Like Hershey's?
I mean, see, Hershey's is bad chocolate compared to Dove or.
Oh yeah, Dove's good.
I mean, obviously like Godiva or something, but a better chocolate.
But nobody's putting that in the Halloween basket.
Wait, you said you wanted to make the kids happy.
I don't want to make them that happy.
You don't want to go and buy the truffles and everything for the kids? That's not what...
No. I mean, if we do this for another year, then hell yeah. I'm going to be a threat to hurt somebody if we do this for another year. I'm just letting you know. You're going to be like, hey,
I mean, my number one candy, though, honestly, is a chocolate-covered almond. It is by far my favorite candy, period, bar none, nothing.
But that's not a Halloween.
No,
but I'm with you. It's very good. We're talking Halloween stuff.
Point being, look, it's hard to beat just a Snickers bar in a thing. I think that might be number two from Halloween standpoint.
Milky Way.
I like Snickers more than Milky Way.
I do too, but Milky Way's good.
The sleeper, I said this, the sleeper is Mr. Goodbar.
Mr. Goodbar's good.
Peanuts.
A Baby Ruth is good.
Okay.
Fight me.
No, I'm good there. It's all right.
I'm good with Twix. We're talking about Halloween.
Because
in your plastic
most
jack-o'-lantern.
people say Kit Kat. Give me the Twix before the Kit Kat.
Yes, all day. Twix
I'm not a big Kit Kat.
Twix is better than Kit Kat.
Where are you falling on the Butterfinger?
I'm in.
You're in.
It sticks to the top of your mouth, but it's good.
I don't want anything to do on Halloween with Starburst or High Chews. I want chocolate.
I'm okay with Starburst. I hate Tootsie Rolls. Those damn things are from the devil.
Tootsie Rolls?
They're awful.
Why do you have a problem with Tootsie Rolls?
Because they're not good. And Big Ben is right. Nestle Crunch, underrated as hell. That is a good candy bar.
Are you underrated when the generic, or not the generic, but the off-brand version of you is just as good? Because I can't tell the difference between a crunch and a crackle.
I can't remember the last time I had a crackle.
Okay.
But I'm just going to tell you, Nestle Crunch, it brings the crunch. It's good.
And actually, that's a good point, Presley. If that's an option in my Halloween basket, I'll take peanut M&Ms second.
What's your
peanut M&Ms.
So where do you stand on M&Ms? The
regular
plain or
ones,
fine?
I have no interest.
Really?
No.
All
peanut, almond. I love almonds.
See, I think the pretzel's really good.
I'm not a big pretzel
the
person.
Pumpkin M&M,
well,
someone should get shot.
You just hate the pumpkin stuff.
Well, and I love pumpkin pie.
Well,
But
it's
the
real pumpkin versus fake. It's
the pumpkin
It's
M&M.
like saying you like a banana popsicle. Well, I like bananas. Like, okay.
Like Laura has this pumpkin spice creamer for coffee. No. I tried it for a couple of days. It's awful. The pumpkin M&Ms, whoever came up with that should get hurt.
Well, again, you're doing the artificial flavor of something versus whatever. Like,
hey, look, man.
like apparently in other countries or in a former version of them, it tasted like the flavor, but like grape. Hey, let me have a grape flavored something. That tastes nothing like an actual grape. It is the most weird thing.
The only grape, I like grape Jolly Ranchers.
Okay.
That's the best Jolly Rancher.
I never drink it, but as a kid, I like grape soda.
Oh, yeah.
Was it New Grape? Was that the soda back in the day?
I preferred the orange soda to the grape soda.
Like Sunkist.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have no...
Orange Crush, Sunkist, good.
Whatever. Caramello is good, but you're not going to find that in Halloween baskets. You're going to find it in school fundraisers.
Yeah.
That and the 100 Grands.
That's a contributor.
Because 100 Grand is a very underrated candy bar.
It's very good.
That's a damn good candy bar.
It's very good.
It does not get its fill whatsoever.
Almond Joy Mounds.
Almond Joy, not Mounds.
That's your thing.
But I like coconut though, so I'm good with either
I do too.
one.
I like
I'm
coconut.
I'm a big coconut person.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
The LA Times has Whoppers 7. That's an abomination. A Whopper should be nowhere.
No,
near.
it's nowhere near number 7. And I like Whoppers fine, but it's not number 7.
They have Whoppers ahead of Snickers.
No. We got to recount that.
They have Tootsie Pops 9. It's a Tootsie Roll sucker.
No.
When you get to the middle,
that's the commercial where the owl says how many. Yeah,
how many licks does it take?
And he never gets there because
Skittles.
Okay, so here's my take on this. Skittles are fine, but they don't belong in Halloween because Halloween's supposed to be chocolate.
But you allowed Starburst.
Starburst are better than Skittles because they last longer. I'm not a big Skittle. If you can buy Skittles, buy M&Ms.
That's true. How many kids go, hey, I really wish you had some Skittles instead of
the more
M&Ms.
you think about it, the more you're like, oh, he makes a good point.
No kid's unhappy with the M&Ms. A kid might not want the Skittles.
Whoppers or Milk Duds?
I mean,
Whoppers.
Whatever.
Because Milk Duds stick all...
No, the sticky one is the Rolos.
Ooh, that's the caramel though. That's pretty good.
But I mean, it's sticking everywhere. You're chewing like a horse at that point. I mean, you're starting doing it like it's no.
Any candy is not Halloween candy. That's not true. That is not true.
Laffy Taffy? I'm all in on the Laffy Taffy. I don't want anything to do with the Airheads.
No.
I don't want Gobstoppers.
And see, this is the point that not any candy is Halloween candy. If you get that stuff in your jack-o'-lantern, your plastic jack-o'-lantern, you're pissed. Because it's like, no, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah, you don't want Airheads in your...
No, hell no. That tells you that those people suck. You hope your dog poops in that yard.
Judge houses by their Halloween candy selection.
Hell yeah, you do.
No, that's the place that gives you all the candy corn. Like
no.
In plastic bags.
Is there any place for candy corn?
No, none.
Ever?
No, God, no.
Okay.
No. I mean, it doesn't even taste like anything. Like, what's it supposed to be? It's better than those little orange and black wax paper things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you get those, you're like, okay, come on. Like, where do you even buy those?
I mean, I have a friend...
Raisinets or Junior Mints?
No, hell no. Junior Mints, not Raisinets.
Okay. Raisinets are bad.
Yeah, it's bad. That. Why not just give the kids marijuana?
Oh, I tell you what, an underrated one we're missing: the Heath Bar.
Oh, Heath Bar's good. Or the Score Bar, which tastes just like the Heath Bar.
It's toffee either way, sure.
Yeah, it's good.
Which Score has? No. It's Symphony that has one is blue and one is red, and one's milk chocolate and one is toffee. And I always get them mixed up on what color is which. But that's the only thing difference about them. They're
one's blue and one's red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The writing is blue and red. It's Symphony bars is what it is. Sour Patch Kids.
What's that, prunes? Sour Patch Kids. I don't know. It's okay. Like Sweet Tarts.
I want nothing to do with a Jolly Rancher. Keep a Jolly Rancher as far away from me as possible.
I like some Jolly Ranchers. Some I don't like.
Yeah, Jolly Ranchers probably up their revenue back in the 90s with Zima, but that's about it.
Some people get really worked up in this.
Oh, Now and Later's awful. Good God, no.
Refresh my memory.
Now and Later's.
Those are like the big.
They're like the fruit square things, but they're hard as a rock.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Literally having to chew into them and wait.
No.
Why
not just go ahead and give the kid a razor blade?
Three Musketeers?
It's underrated, solid candy bar. It's fine.
It's one of the more healthy options, too. With
Sure.
the nougat. I mean,
it's
at this
fine.
point, whatever.
It's fine. Oh, the Mars bar is good.
It's underrated.
Mars
is underrated.
I know. I told you that.
I might even want Mars over Milky Way. You're more caramel than I am.
I like a Milky Way.
Twizzlers?
It's okay.
You're not terrible there?
I mean, if that's what's in my, if it's just one or two of them in my basket at the end of the night, I'm okay.
What if somebody gives you gum?
No, I'm pissed off. I can go buy gum on my own.
Homemade popcorn ball?
I mean, what a waste of everyone's time, right?
Look, you spent 6 hours on this.
Yeah, you could have just bought Snickers.
Oh, the Reese's Fast Break and the Take 5 are both good. Yeah, I'm good on all that.
The what?
It's the Fast Break or the Take 5.
Oh, I don't know that I'm familiar with that.
You're not?
No, I'm not sure.
What exactly? I mean, I've had both of them. The Fast Break is milk chocolate coating over a peanut butter filling, and it has a layer of nougat between the peanut butter. So we're chocolate. It's a
I've never had that.
Yeah, it's a Hershey's product, and
Popcorn Ball House is getting rolled.
Well, that's you might have deserved it.
They deserve it.
That might be well worth it.
Oha says you have the candy taste of a peasant.
No, Take 5s are awesome. It's pretzels, peanut butter, caramel, peanuts, and chocolate, all in one.
I'll have to try that. I've never had it.
Yeah, they give you all 5. And
I've just never been there. Pixie sticks are a gateway to cocaine.
Oh, is the Fast Break no longer made? Is it over?
I don't know. I've never even heard of it.
I've seen the Take 5 in places recently, so it's still there. Evan, I got your email, so I'll look at that when we get a chance. No problem there. Got it.
Webb, thank you for the gift. He says, okay, Neal, you need a hospital bed as Hugh Freeze with 6-0 on it and give out candy. I wanted to do that so bad last year, and I was talked out of it by a number of people.
Who did not believe that was a good idea?
Yeah. You were included in that group. You thought it was not a good idea. All right, Grind has a good question here.
Sure.
No joke.
Uh-huh.
Cheddar popcorn? Because I like caramel corn, and I like regular popcorn.
We're talking about like in the buckets, like the thing.
We're just talking in general, man. There's no rules here.
I like the cheddar better than the caramel.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah. I do.
So what do you drink with the cheddar?
It can get a little.
Wait, hold that thought.
Yeah,
Avery
sure.
says someone in my neighborhood gives away homemade cake pops. What the hell is a cake pop?
Oh, now that sounds good if it's well done. You never had like a Starbucks cake pop?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's literally like a miniature cake on a stick.
Really?
Yeah, like almost kind of like a pudding cake kind of deal. Yeah, that now.
Oh. I'm learning a lot tonight.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's actually okay.
I mean, I can't believe you guys want us to talk about football games when we can talk about this. What do you drink with the cheddar popcorn?
Well, I mean,
It's like a beer, but you don't like beer. which is fine. I mean, that's not a bad thing. You're okay.
Well, I mean, I'm probably not.
Because it's going to make you thirsty. It's got salty. It's a lot. You're going to want to drink something. Is it just water?
Yeah, I mean, I think I wasn't thinking about it from an alcoholic standpoint.
Well, I didn't say alcohol. I asked you, what do you drink with that? That doesn't mean what alcoholic drink do you drink with that. It just means what do you drink with that?
Yeah, whatever. I mean, water, all good. Yeah, I don't. Howard says cake pops are delicious, but no way I'm eating some random person's cake pop.
I've never even heard of a cake pop.
Yeah, cake pops are good.
Levi says you wash down the cheddar popcorn with a glass of warm milk.
Bedtime snack, okay? It is what it is.
I guess.
Yeah.
All right, you want to take calls?
In a second. I will, a little bit of, let's see. Yeah, go ahead and take calls, and I'll read this as we go in a minute.
All right, and we'll switch scenes here. If I'm sober enough to pull it off. There it is. I hate that I've never had a cake pop.
They have them at Starbucks. Go get one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure my girls right now are like, oh my God, Dad, really? Big Ben says, let's talk about Top Gun and Hugh Freeze, and that'll round out the most talked about podcast topics.
And Rocky. And Rocky.
All that's left is a breakdown of Rocky 4. What's up, Bubba?
Oh, go ahead.
Hey, how you boys doing tonight?
How are you tonight?
A little drunk, sitting here.
You sound it. I mean, I can't.
Yeah, well,
I'm not judging.
No, it's 2020, and I was sitting here and thinking you boys were talking about the 5 good things and 5 bad things. I tell you what, us getting robbed last weekend, that was horrible, man. Between that and the Rona and no loving from Mary, and Daddy's about to go to the top of Neyland Stadium and jump off. And I tell you what, Daddy splitting wood last weekend when the automatic splitters, one of them came up and hit him in the jewels, one of the pieces of wood, white pine. I told him that's how Tennessee felt after Alabama.
Yeah.
Probably the second time ever he hung up on me. So, but
have y'all worked everything out?
We have. He keeps talking about Hugh Freeze. That's all I hear about.
Oh, he wants Hugh Freeze to coach the Vols. Okay.
Yep. And I tell you what, here's the good about this year. Ain't up where we go but up.
Yeah.
I'm on at 6-2, and Miller's a great dog. And I'm going to call it now, boys. Trump's going to get reelected. I got this weird feeling. I don't know why. And that, and I think the best thing is, I think you'll agree with this, is with your bourbon, Miller Lite still gets me drunk. So, life's good. But the only real question I got for you boys is if Hugh Freeze goes anywhere, where do y'all think he'll go? And that's really all I got. By the way, just so you know, I did get in y'all's chat. I'm in there as Bubba and Walnut. So I'm actually on the message.
Hey, Grind wanted us to ask you, and it's a great question. How does Diddy feel about losing 14 on a row to the Tide?
Well, I tell you what, I wouldn't ask him, but I don't know. I think he feels like a abused woman's what I told him one time after 10, and I think it was Mount Cody. He kind of broke him. He just wants Saban to retire.
Yeah.
And he's all about Hugh Freeze, though, boys. I'm telling you, we'll get him on here who sings his praises. So he's willing to run old Pruitt out of town now. But anyway, that's really all I got. If y'all think Freeze will end up anywhere, and
thanks, Bubba.
Thank you for your hard work, and hopefully he'll call up with me on Saturday.
All right, thanks, Bubba. Appreciate you.
Bye.
You think Freeze ends up anywhere besides Liberty next year?
Not next year. No.
It's kind of what I think, too. It's still a year away. Hey, who do we have?
What's going on, guys? Tommy from Oxford.
Hey, Tommy.
Hey, man, how y'all doing tonight?
Oh, we're good. How are you?
All doing fine. Hey, Neal, your question got brought up on Rev Talk earlier
What was my question?
about the pennies.
Oh.
Lane was like, he's like, yeah, there was like, went through all these 7 questions, and then finally they got to the good stuff.
Well, I'm quickly learning, Tommy, that's my role on the beat, is to be the guy that just sort of cuts through all the crap. You still there, Tommy?
Yeah.
We're kind of losing you. Your connection's not good.
Yeah, I'm in the mountains, Neal.
Oh, it's okay. Where are you? In North Carolina?
I'm in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Just riding up Highway 340 over here. It kind of cuts up out of Winchester right there.
Well, I'm glad that I was able to make Lane happy. I think he appreciated the lack of serious questions. I think he prefers talking about things like that. So.
Yeah, he said that. He said y'all the other guys, they were talking about the questions, of stuff that nobody cared about,
Yeah.
and then finally. Hey, boys, I'm going to lose y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Thanks, Tommy. Appreciate you. Yeah, there are some on the beat who really want to ask the football questions, and
They really like the football.
and I'm not one of those guys. So ultimately, it's all going to work out, but we'll see. Hey, who's this?
Hey guys, this is Tucker in Memphis. How are y'all doing tonight?
Hey, Tucker, what's up?
Oh, not a whole lot. Yeah, guys, I just got a question for Chase, and Neal, you feel free to chime in as well. But we just finished up this NBA season, and the bubble was a huge success. But Chase, the Phoenix Suns went 8-0 in the bubble. We're talking about a franchise the past 5 years that has been really down on their luck. I mean, Devin Booker before the bubble had probably only had 1 3-game winning streak his entire career, but those guys really banded together and went 8-0 in the bubble. And, I know they fell short of the playing game that the Grizzlies and the Trailblazers played in. But
Sure.
Do you think, Monty Kiffin did a great job with that young group. But
Monty
do you think,
Kiffin.
Chase, that
Monty Kiffin.
he's going to be able to – do you think he's going to be able to rally the troops and be able to translate that to a playoff berth in a tough Western Conference next year? Or do you think they're going to regress right back to the mean and just kind of be in a bottom dweller in the Western Conference? Really interested in your thoughts there.
Yeah, I really think the confidence they gain from that really is a catapult to next season.
Yeah.
I think what happens over 8 games absolutely carries over 82 with no issues whatsoever. I think you're looking at like a 60-22 seasons next year for the Phoenix Suns. There's
So
no doubt about
you
it.
think Monty Kiffin's going to?
I do. You cover 2 is really going to.
Yeah.
You got to get it done.
Cover
right
2
there.
on basketball will be interesting for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, now, you think Malik Bridges takes a leadership role next year, or do you think Devin Booker? Do you think they're going to look to trade him in the offseason for some picks, or do you think Malik Bridges takes that step?
What about Todd Bridges? You think how does that work?
Jeff Bridges. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah, for sure.
Thanks for playing along, guys.
Yeah,
Really
All
enjoyed
right,
the show.
all right, Tiger.
See ya.
Yeah,
Bye.
Monty Kiffin. Hey, who's this? I'm sorry.
From Ripley. Can you hear me?
I hear you a little better now. Who's this?
Rodney from Ripley.
Hey, Rodney from Ripley. What's up?
Nothing much. How y'all fellas doing tonight?
Oh, we're just making our way in the world today.
I was trying to think of the name of that candy bar and the silver wrapper. It is a Venus. It's like a white chocolate bar.
Ooh,
Y'all know what I'm talking about?
a white chocolate bar.
Yeah. I can't think of the name of it. That's usually a good bar, but I don't know if it's Halloween candy or not.
The only white chocolate bar I can think of is a Zero.
Zero.
Yeah.
Is that what you're
Zero,
thinking about?
yeah.
Yeah. You're talking about Zero. Okay.
Yeah. How y'all think? What do you think about that? That's that candy.
I don't like white chocolate that much.
Yeah.
It's not actual chocolate. So I'm all good with that.
I'm not a big white chocolate's too sweet.
Yeah. Well, anyway, about the game. I done been around Ole Miss football too long to know not to take anything for granted. So I just wanted the 1 point win and get the hell out of there. That'd be good for me.
You know what? I'll take a 1 point win too. I can't even fathom a post game show after Ole Miss loses to Vanderbilt. So I'll just give me a W. I'm good.
So you get to ask Lane Kiffin questions sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, ask him one thing for me.
Okay.
What the hell do he got against field goals? I mean, that's 3 points. I mean, I know he wants 7, but sometimes them threes can. You know,
look, we didn't talk about this with the World Series game. Lane Kiffin is unapologetically an analytics guy, and sometimes that will burn you. But if you're an analytics guy, you're an analytics guy. Period. The end. And he is.
And like the fake field goal, I believe if you're gonna do that, you already just keep your offense on the field.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I don't mind the going for it on 4th down because that makes sense. But I don't like the fake field goal when you ask Luke Logan to beat SEC defenders to the edge.
God. Yeah.
But look, here's
John Rice Plumlee.
Yeah.
It's some of what I've seen on defense, I saw some of them are put his ass on defense. Shit, they could help us somewhere.
Yeah, he's got to want to do it though.
Yeah, that's true. All right, fellas, y'all have a good one.
All right, thanks, Rodney. It's Rodney from Ripley.
It was. What's our score up here? 14-6 Panthers.
Who's the Panthers quarterback? Bridgewater?
Yep.
Just made a hell of a throw.
Did he?
Yeah. Big time throw. Oh, we got a call. Hey, caller, who's this?
Hey, this is Casey from Natchez. How y'all doing?
Hey, Casey, what's up?
Oh, man, just enjoying the program, sitting here with my brother. It's his birthday, so happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday to Casey's brother.
Yeah, Jody's his name. It's kind of a girl name, but we'll take it. Question. So I want y'all's opinion on a conversation we had at lunch the other day.
Okay.
In Natchez, there's this brewery place that sells pizza. It's pretty good. I know you like Greg Isles, so if you ever come to Natchez, you need to check it out. But we were sitting there, and one of my buddies is a closet State fan, like I'm convinced about it, just because of his remarks. And the other is a Arkansas fan.
Okay.
And so we're talking, and of course, you know, Pittman's got the Hogs doing well, and I have a soft spot for him now because I like my friend and he likes the Hogs. But we started talking, and this is the first point I want y'all's opinion on. So we were talking about coaches and how he's the right fit. And there's no doubt that he's a great fit. But in college, it's kind of, I made the argument that it's kind of dangerous sometimes being the good fit where you're always relying just on your offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator hires, okay? So let's take Ed Orgeron, for example. I'm real close to Baton Rouge down here, and I hear about that all the time. Well, this year, he doesn't have everything that he had, and I know he lost a lot of talent. But he's a situation where I'm not sure that if he doesn't have really, really good assistants, that he can do anything right. Now, that may be extreme. But then you have Pittman, who seems like he's doing a great job, but he also has some really, really good coordinators. Now, when these coordinators go, how well I guess my question is, in college, how successful can that be if you're not the guy? You know, if you're not the one constantly moving the needle. Because, you know, if you look at college, and y'all have talked about it before, college kind of, they're even more creative, kind of, in the NFL kind of follows college. I think even Lane talked about it. So what is y'all's opinion on that first?
In college especially, I think either side you can dictate it pretty good. I don't think you have to be the guy to make that kind of impact. I think it's very possible to do it from one side of the ball. Yeah, I think that's doable.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I thought about it, and, you know, I mean, there's times, obviously, it's worked, you know, and you see people like Ed, and maybe, you know, you talked about crazy things in 2020. I mean, Coach O winning a national title. I can't remember if that was 2020 or 2019, but that's pretty crazy. But okay, the second thing. So it's Mississippi State, and my buddy's talking about State, and he's talking about the people that are leaving the program.
Sure.
And you know, obviously I can't stand them, so it's a dumpster fire for me, and I you know, that's my opinion on it. Well, he's just, you know, convinced that Leach is going to you know, get all the right people out like he has at other places, and get his system in there. I'm not sure that running off the best running back in the league, possibly the best running back in the league, is a good decision ever, but that's clearly happening. It seems to be a problem. Do you think that State tries to find a way to fire him in a couple of years to not have to pay him the buyout or whatever he has?
It's really hard to fire him without having to pay the buyout. He would have to be really, really stupid. Now, do I think he's a long-term answer or he's going to be the coach in 4 years there? No, I do not. I do think his tenure is limited to 3 or fewer years. Neal thinks 2.
I think it's 2 or less.
Yeah.
It's a disaster.
He will not have another running back better than Colin Hill during his tenure. And I'm not sure he's able to recruit much anybody else.
I don't know that he's going to have more talent than he has now. I mean, I know it's not to his system, but still.
He won't have more defensive talent than he has now.
No, he won't. He won't. Well, look, guys, I appreciate y'all. Thank you as usual. Thanks for taking my call, and I'll hang up and listen.
Thanks for calling. Appreciate you. Sometimes I wish there was a better thing than Skype for this. There's bound to be something better coming than Skype because there's lots of buttons to push. And it's fine.
It's a process, though.
But there's a lot there.
Oh, it used to be even worse with OBS. You had to, like, go in and then pull it. And
No. Hey, who do we have?
Good.
Hey, Grind, what's up, man?
What's up, y'all?
Oh, we're just making our way.
I know, man. I'm just over here watching the show, smoking on some Girl Scout cookies. One of those days, man.
Hold on, what flavor?
What,
Yeah, because you
don't just throw that out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's the flavor. It's called Girl Scout cookie.
Sorry. Never mind.
All right, well, while we're on the top, what's your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Yeah, my bad.
What's the one? All About. All Abouts and then the classic truffles. They're my favorite.
What's an All About?
I don't know.
You don't know about the All About?
No. So I know about tagalongs and do-si-dos and thin mints and the shortbread cookie and the Samoas, which is the coconut. It's an All About.
You don't know about All About. Man, they got like the chocolate bottom. They got the chocolate bottom.
It is
you don't know about the All About?
No.
It's actually been discontinued. It says it is a shortbread cookie dipped in chocolate.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So the shortbread cookie is called a dandelion, right?
They discontinued them?
I'm on Fandom or like GirlScoutCookies.com or something. Grind. I don't know. That's all I got. Yeah.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'm sorry to break the bad news.
Yeah, like dang, man.
Yeah, like right now.
My mom used to be, in type with a woman that used to sell them, and she had, daughters and stuff, and so that's how I used to know about them.
Hey, there's nothing to apologize for about Girl Scout cookies.
All right, so here's the current lineup. we got Toast Yays. It's a new flavor.
What the hell is that?
All right, let's find out. Let's see. It is a toast-shaped cookie full of French toast flavor.
A toe-shaped?
French toast.
Toast-shaped.
Toast-shaped.
Yeah.
Toast-shaped. French toast.
Yeah, French toast. Thin mints, obviously.
Yeah.
Lemonades. Yeah.
I've never had those, but
never had lemonades.
No.
I'm cool on lemonade cookies.
It's shortbread and lemon icing.
Sure.
Lemon ups. Let's see. What is it?
They got the tagalongs, right?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Okay.
Caramel Delights or Samoas, however you want to.
It's a Samoa. It's not a Caramel Delight. It's a Samoa.
It says Caramel Delight.
Well, I don't give a damn what it says. I'm going to tell you what it is.
It's a peanut butter sandwich or a do-si-do.
It's a do-si-do.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a shortbread or a trefoil.
Trefoil. It's trefoil.
Okay. Yeah.
What is a dandelion?
Would you wait?
Terrible
chocolate chip.
I never had that one.
Peanut butter patties or tagalongs.
Tagalongs. It's not a fucking. Excuse me, peanut butter patty.
Whoa! Jesus!
It's not. It's not a peanut butter patty. It's a tagalong.
God. The guy who doesn't eat carbs over here.
I know. Don't mess with my Girl Scout cookies.
Toffee-tastic, Girl Scout s'mores.
Okay.
And then a different type of Girl Scout s'mores. That's all it says right now. I'm not getting a dandelion on my list.
What the hell?
And this is girlscouts.org.
I mean, the Girl Scouts just this week put out a tweet that congratulated the new Supreme Court justice because she's a female, and then subsequently apologized for the tweet. And now you're telling me they're taking away dandelions?
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, that's why all this stuff happened. They took away all the bells and the dandelions, and look what happened.
Look what happened. You thought 2020 was crazy, and now you find this out. See, this is the cherry on top of the disaster that is 2020.
It's like the deeper, hidden message in all this.
I know.
But
I mean, you're not prepared.
But no, man.
But a pandemic is one thing, right? But taking away dandelions is another.
Yeah, man, this is crazy. But man, I have been going crazy. And last week, man, Neal, I don't know if you was trying to make me even more crazy. You talking about William Muschamp? My goodness, if I can't listen to an Auburn podcast without listening to a Homer these days, it feel like the Auburn fans, we all agree that he need to be gone, but we can't agree on who need to be in. And
you're stuck with him for another year.
I know, man. I know.
You do know that, right?
Don't say that, man.
You know, the SEC officials, Arkansas/Ole Miss, has assured that you have another year of Malzahn.
No. Why am I more? I'm more.
No, you've
I'm way
got
more
him.
mad at Lane Kiffin and the SEC officials than any Ole Miss fan. And see, my thing is, look, man. This is my thing, man. Lane Kiffin, everybody was telling me, and see, he was doing good up all the way up to the Auburn game, and everybody was saying how he is a Nick Saban disciple. Shit, man, he looked like a Les Miles disciple on last Saturday. I was like, what is this? He got mixed up by Les Miles.
Hold up, because I know Les. How is Lane Kiffin like Les Miles?
Man, on Saturday with the fake field goal, it was the bad
that was a terrible call.
I was like, who is this?
So hold on, Grind. Hold on.
No, he's on to something.
No, I agree. But when the fake field goal happened, when Ole Miss didn't score there, what are you doing? Like, what is your reaction? Are you pissed? Are we yelling? Like, what's going on?
I can't. It's like it feels like a dark road whichever way I go. Tank took the kickback, and I'm like, okay, let's just go ahead and put it away. Then it was a holding call. And I'm like, all right, Ole Miss, just do your thing. You feel me? Because I know he was not going to drive the ball. Then we went 3 and out. Then the punt went over the dude's head. I'm like, okay, this is perfect. Y'all, you got Gus Fate in your hands. Just go ahead and end it for me, please. And Lane Kiffin does that. I would have rather him brought Plumlee out there or something.
So
bring Corral out there again. But don't do that.
Did you say it was a fumble or a touchback on the play? How'd you react to that immediately? What went through your head?
Honestly, I was like, he touched it.
Okay.
And then they got the ball off, and I was like, well, I'll be damned.
Yeah.
I said, where if we catch breaks when I don't want us to. And that was the part that
was the funniest part is everybody's like, the league's taking care of Auburn, and I'm like, yeah, but Auburn fans don't want the league to take care of Auburn right now.
Yes. People talking about this is a conspiracy for Auburn. No, this is a conspiracy for Gus. They trying to keep him here on us. We trying to get rid of him. But my thing is, in the end of the game, and Neal, you know how you always say, man, this is a players' league.
Yeah, for sure.
And bro, you were so right because the last 2 drives exemplified that for both teams.
Yep.
Because if you look at it, when we scored, Gus Malzahn and Chad Morris, they ain't drawn nothing. Seth Williams had 2 dudes on him.
Yep.
He had 2 dudes
and you know what? When you go back
an NFL player doing NFL things on the college field.
Absolutely, because when you go back and look at it, the throw wasn't very good. Williams just made a great play.
Exactly. And then when you fast forward a little bit, Ole Miss has the ball. Lane Kiffin couldn't draw your boy more open. That boy was so open.
And he just dropped it.
He dropped the ball in my
Yep.
heart. My heart fell too. I said, my goodness.
You know, we got cheated. We got cheated out of so much drama right there because if Yeboah catches the ball, it's going to be first and goal from the, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, somewhere with 3 seconds because Ole Miss had a timeout left. They were going to call timeout, and they were going to run a play, and so we were going to get the drama of that play because either they score or they don't. And obviously, but if they score, we get another drama because Kiffin was going to go for 2. He's not just talking.
And Gus was going to be sweating out his little sweater vest. He was going to be nervous.
So we got so cheated right there. Man. Yeah, we got cheated right there. That was going to be so good.
And it just feels like Gus Malzahn, he just always escape these games. He always do it. It's been so – you can't name me another coach who has – when he is faced with a game where they're like, all right, man, you lose this game, you gone. And he wins. Whether it's 2015 Jacksonville State, he pulled it out in overtime. Whether it was later that year, Texas A&M, Jeremy Johnson has been sucking the whole year of 2015, and Sean White get injured. And if Auburn loses this game, we're not going to a bowl game. And you know we don't play that. We don't go to a bowl game, you get fired. Jeremy Johnson started the game 9 for 9 with a touchdown or 2. And it's like, who the hell is this guy? You fast forward to 2016, it was him and Les Miles. The loser is out of town. LSU scored on the last play of the game with 1 second left. Oh, but they say he didn't get the ball off in time. Gus Malzahn win. Les Miles fired instead.
It's true.
It's just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
like, bro.
He's cut a deal. He's cut a deal with the devil.
Yeah, man. And I saw the picks too. You think we're gonna win, bro? I don't see it. I think I got LSU like 38-23.
Hey, you know what's funny? And so last week we kind of made fun of Jay Tate because he compared the running back to Cadillac, and it's not out yet, I don't guess, because I haven't put it out. But so Chris Landry and I taped today instead of tomorrow because some scheduling stuff got screwed up, and Landry said that the Auburn running back, the new one, is better than Carnell.
Oh, Tank nice now. Tank something.
He says Bigsby's better than Carnell Williams. So I feel like I owe Jay an apology.
Well,
I was like, Jay, you've been smoking dope.
No, Tank.
He's
Tank's
good.
Good, man.
Yeah, he's good. I tell you.
Yeah, and then this my. Oh, what you gonna say now?
I was just gonna say it's a shame that game got everybody talking about officiating because it was a really entertaining game. Like if you're watching that game, I always do this Dubuque, Iowa thing. If you're watching that game in Dubuque, Iowa, and you don't care about Ole Miss, you don't care about Auburn, that game was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. And look, and Lane Kiffin's such a fit in Ole Miss, the fans don't even care that he coached his worst game of the season. They blame it on the officials. Every fan that called in, we got robbed. We got robbed.
Well, it tells
I wish I could feel that way about my coach.
It tells you how much they like him. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Okay, and this is my last question. I'm gonna get it off the air, man. Sure. So I'm gonna this for both of y'all. So let's say I give both of y'all $10,000 each, and you got to bet it. And these are your 4 options. Mm-hmm. Each one pays out 2 to 1. You can bet that Ole Miss goes 2-8 or worse the rest of the way. You can bet that they go 3-7, 4-6, or 5-5 or better. And I'm gonna get your answer out there.
All right. Thanks, Grind.
Yeah, thank you, man. Y'all have a good.
4-6.
Yes, it's Vandy, and they get 2 more somewhere.
Vandy,
State,
and South Carolina.
Okay. And if you don't, whatever. Yeah, I think I would.
And if you gave me a second choice, I'd go 3-7.
Yeah, based off the Carolina game, because I think they're beating Vandy and State for sure.
I agree. I don't think they're beating A&M.
And LSU,
and I don't think they're beating LSU.
Now LSU's got to play some pass defense.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, shit.
They're just athletic, and so that kind of.
I want to see this Finley kid one more week.
Well, we're going to see him tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
Yeah, or Saturday, whatever the hell that is. Hey, who do we have?
Hey, this is Big Ben and Law.
Hey, Big.
All right, so I'm just going to go on a little monologue real quick, then I'll ask you all a question.
All right.
So first thing is, it's obviously Reese's, number 1. Number 2 is Snickers. Number 3 is M&M's. Starburst is the best non-chocolate, and then Crunch is underrated.
Okay.
My second thing is Rocky IV is a great movie, and it's the best one.
Film,
1 through
not
3 are
movie. Film.
Good movies, but boring.
Rocky IV is a documentary.
Yeah. Rocky IV is great. I have not seen Top Gun, and I have no willingness to see Top Gun.
Why?
And then
Why?
Hugh Freeze's going to get an ACC job.
Hold on.
Hold
Why
up.
won't you watch Top
Hold
Gun?
up. We got a lot of issues here.
All right, I'm 24, so Top Gun's before my time anyway.
It doesn't matter.
It's generational. It goes across
listen,
generations.
I mean, there's a lot of movies that were before my time that I still watched.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I watched movies from the 60s like Godfather and everything else, but, well, that's from the 70s. But to me, Top Gun is a period piece, and it's Tom Cruise and whoever the guy from ER who plays Goose.
Anthony Edwards.
And that's the movie. So.
No.
You know,
No, that's not true.
It's not a military movie. It's a guy movie where they're training. It's like G.I. Jane, but with dudes.
It actually really elevated people joining the military. It actually became a PR.
You're upsetting people in the thread here.
Well, I can't look at the thread because I chat on my phone. So
well, there are people you've been accused of being a communist.
Hey, I gave my props to Rocky IV.
Is it guy movie or
so let me ask this: when you watched Rocky IV, did you cheer for Drago?
No, I cheered for Rocky, of course.
Are you sure?
Drago's okay. I'm not going to get to politics, but I'm definitely voting on the side y'all have been talking about. As far as I'll go into it. So no.
Okay.
My thing with Top Gun is I'm 24. I haven't seen it. I have to go out of my way to see it. To me, it's culturally iconic, but I just have no desire. I know what happens in it. I know some dude named Goose dies. There's some volleyball scene.
Hey, spoiler
I'm telling you,
alert.
man, it's G.I. Jane with dudes.
Spoiler alert. Come on, there are people out here.
Spoiler alerts are for like 3 months. I mean, I won't spoil Tenet for anybody, but anything before that.
You get Meg Ryan in basically like a debut role. I mean, you got a lot of stuff here. We got a lot of Top Gun stuff. Not just a guy movie.
Okay, first off, Meg Ryan is the most overrated Hollywood actress. There's a reason she peaked at like the late 90s. She's not that attractive.
She's probably the most identifiable rom-com actress of the era.
There's a lot of hot takes here.
I would assume.
I mean, to me, the short haircuts just doesn't do it for me.
I like the short haircut better.
You don't like Meg Ryan in Sleepless in Seattle?
I haven't seen Sleepless in Seattle, but I know.
So what are we rating Meg Ryan on? Hold on.
Hold on. So what do you? Yeah, exactly.
Because look, When Harry Met Sally is the top rom-com ever. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Sleepless in Seattle. What are we basing Meg Ryan on?
Okay, I'm basing Meg Ryan on her looks. Okay, just purely her looks.
Did you see her in Sleepless in Seattle? She was kind of hot.
He hasn't seen Sleepless in Seattle.
Well, he should go watch it.
I'm 24, so I need to see it. I know the scene from When Harry Met Sally. I know the scene, so that gives her points. But I think Meg Ryan's overrated.
Wow. I got to hang up on you, Ben.
So hold on. What actresses are not overrated? Who you got? Who's?
And for my age group, I'd say Natalie Portman.
Okay.
Who's the chick from Blood Diamond? Jennifer Connelly.
Okay.
She's extremely underrated.
Jennifer Connelly is underrated. Okay. That's fine.
I can't really name any from there other than the obvious popular ones.
I mean, the problem with your generation is, everything's in
the problem.
That's not what I meant. From a actress movie standpoint, is there really aren't many movie stars anymore. That era's kind of over. TV has become kind of the new movie from a critical standpoint, especially the things you're trying to do in TV. You can't really name a lot of actual movie stars that put the asses in the seats in a lot of ways right now.
Did you think is Julia Roberts overrated?
No, she's good.
Okay, thank God.
Tell you, she's got a
Smyrna, Georgia. So.
Here's the thing, though. Julia Roberts has got a lot of dud movies. She's got a couple huge that you really know.
Yeah, just be careful here.
From a canon standpoint, there's a lot of no's in there. A lot.
I may tick a lot of people off with this, but I think Halle Berry is a little overrated. She's up there, but she's a little.
Wow. I mean, Ben.
I mean,
what about Scarlett Johansson?
Throwing hot takes out there.
Scarlett Johansson, Ben, you going to rip her? What are you going to do?
Oh, no, Scarlett Johansson's great. She's good.
Okay. All right. Ben, we're going to let you go here because you've pushed this thing to the edge.
I'm going to get one more hot take out there. One more thing. I wanted Ole Miss to hire Mike Leach instead of Matt Luke, and I was wrong.
Yeah, you were.
Made a couple on that.
You were. And on that, I'm hanging up. Bye.
Yep.
I mean, that's just enough.
You done on that one?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
That's it?
Yes, that's enough. That's all we can do.
Who's the top?
Halle Berry.
Who are the top movie stars now?
I don't know, but Halle Berry is a yes. I mean, she just is.
I mean, is Emma Stone the top actress in the world right now?
Are you serious?
I'm asking. If it's not, who is it?
Well,
From a movie standpoint, if it's not her, who is it? I don't know, but I mean, I think it's up there with anything.
No.
I'm not arguing, but from a movie standpoint, who is it?
I don't know. No one goes to movies anymore. We're all going to die at the theater.
That's not debating my point.
Well, I'm just telling you that nobody goes to the movie anymore. So, hell, I don't know. But I will not stand for people insulting Meg Ryan or Halle Berry. Those are fighting words.
I'm all in. I'm good.
Thank you. Wait, Halle Berry? Come on. Really? JTC3 says his wife says Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay, but you're gonna give Jeffrey a coronary in a minute if he's listening. But
who do we have?
Oh, this is Cam in Dallas.
Hey Cam, what's up?
What's going on, guys?
We're just trying to solve the world's problems, man. One call at a time.
Oh man. Well, I don't want to be the extreme football guy, but I kind of found y'all based off of football. But it's not really a football strictly sports thing. But I'm just that guy, I guess. But I think there's going to be some upsets on the SEC slate this weekend.
All right.
I think Missouri's going to cut it close at Florida.
All right,
I think that's going to be
I'm going to hand you off to Chase for just a minute. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right. Go ahead, Cam. What's up?
I think Missouri's going to cut it close at Florida. They look good. They look good against Kentucky. That quarterback, he's legit.
Yeah,
he's pretty good.
I mean, I had a rough week last week, but in general this week, that was Margaret Robbie's a good choice, by the way, in the stream. That's up there. That was the one I struggled with the most because I do think Missouri's going to score some points. I don't know that I believe in Drinkwitz anymore. I still think that's a disaster. But their actual team is set up pretty well, and I do think they're going to score on Florida. Now, I think Florida's going to score a ton on them too. But I could see that being an inside-the-number deal where maybe – you get the mop up or whatever, and it ends up being this 7-10 point game when it's over. Yeah, I went back and forth on that to the point that I even wrote something and then went back and erased it. It was a weird deal. I think Missouri can keep that one close.
Yeah, I think again, this game's close almost every year, but Arkansas is legitimately coached a ton, like 10 times better. And I mean, Texas A&M. Who'd they play? Who did Texas? Was Texas A&M off last week too?
Yeah, they did not play.
Who did they play? Okay, now they did struggle with State a little bit, and that defense at Arkansas is well coached, as we've seen, up close and personal. So, I mean, I think if there's one quarterback that could absolutely just crap the bed, it'd be Kellen Mond. I mean, and they're in a position to where they could possibly be. I mean, the third best team or second best, I guess, behind Alabama.
Oh,
I mean, I think
Texas A&M could play their way into the playoff.
Yeah, and I really could see I could see them losing to Arkansas this week.
That'd be a hell of an upset, man. I mean,
because it's always close, and Arkansas's near about got them a couple times.
Almost got them last year.
Yeah, I mean, and they got a little bit more talent than State did. State does, and I mean, I don't know, but now the one that I think is probably the most likely, because if people don't remember, Kentucky does have a former 5-star number 1 athlete in the country playing quarterback. If he could just get a grip in Gatewood, he's starting this week at Georgia.
Oh, is he starting?
No, yeah. And that defense is for real. They just got to put some points on the board, but I don't think they have an outside target at all. I don't even know if they even have at all. I mean, they lost a bunch of guys at receiver last year, but I don't know. I think if Gatewood plays good, that defense will keep them in the game. I mean, they've kept them in every game.
Well, there's a lot of people.
Probably us. They caved against us, but
a lot of people think that's going to be a close game. So you could be right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Cam.
That's all I got. All right. Y'all have a good night.
Bye. Margot Robbie or Kate Upton?
Well, I know your thoughts on Kate Upton, so you know.
I still think it's Margot Robbie. Yeah.
I'm just telling you, there's no. I know the film industry is dead. I mean, I get it. Like even beyond the pandemic or whatever, but it's not a lot of movie star. Like that era is kind of over in general.
I tell you, who's the stars. John Edwards, Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. Give him a call if you're thinking about traveling. 901-494-3387. Send him an email, jedwards@regencytravel.net. Just give him some parameters, give him a budget. He'll give you options you won't come up with on your own. It's he's great at what he does. Just get in touch with him if you're thinking about traveling over the holidays, next summer, whatever it is. John Edwards, Regency Travel in Memphis. Also brought to you by Grenada Nissan. If you're in the market for a Nissan vehicle, Grenada Nissan's the place to go. It's GrenadaNissanUSA.com. We're also brought to you by Oxford University Bank, OUB, locally owned and operated right here in Oxford. When you deposit money at OUB, that money and the vast majority of the bank's profits go right back into the Oxford community. It's Live Oxford, bankoxford.com, or call 662-234-6668. Oxford University Bank is FDIC insured. We're also brought to you by Bain, Moss, and Bowen. It's located in historic downtown Corinth. Their firm practices a wider range of law, from DUI defense to car wrecks to representing government entities. Get in touch with them at 618 East Waldron Street in Corinth, or by calling them at 662-287-1620. We're also brought to you by Meadowbrook Wealth Advisors of Raymond James, a team in Jackson providing planning and investment guidance to clients across the state and the surrounding areas. Financial advisors Bill Geary, Logan Phillips, Chris Carrero, and Ryan Geary are partners with a commitment to personalized service. Call them at 601-368-2215. See if they might be a good fit for your financial goals. Raymond James and Associates Incorporated, member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
So do we have a game now, or is it?
I'm not sure. I've quit watching. It's up, but I wasn't paying attention.
14-13.
Oh, so yeah, there you go. Falcons have the ball at the Panthers 16. It's got a chance. Oh,
yeah.
Nope.
Oh. Reacting in real time a little there. Did you struggle at all with the Kentucky-Missouri game? That's what Cam was asking about. I had a hard time there.
Missouri-Florida, you mean?
Do what?
Missouri-Florida? Yeah, I did. Because there was a part of me that really wanted to take the Tigers and the points. But I was.
It feels like if I made a really bad mistake, that's the one where I made a really bad mistake.
The one that I feel screwy about is Auburn LSU. I went back and forth, and ultimately just went with the home team.
Oh, is that really what you do?
Yeah. Hey, who do we have?
Hey, it's Jeff from Belmont.
What's up, Jeff?
Not much. Hey, I just wondered, have you heard anything on the LSU situation?
What do you mean?
NCAA?
No, it's going to take a while. Those things move slowly, as you all should know really well by now.
They announced a bunch of cuts today. LSU, anybody over $80,000 in 2021 is a 5% cut.
Oh.
No bonuses for the next year to anybody, coach or staff, and something about how unless it was a mandatory thing, no new jobs, basically a freeze until 2023.
Really?
Yeah.
But we got to get past this pandemic soon.
Yeah, something like that.
We got to move on. I'm just telling you. I've been saying this for a while now. People are going to have some courage here soon and just go, hey, look, we got to open up.
I agree.
This is fast becoming ridiculous. It just is. I mean, I'm just being honest. It's stupid at some point. At some point, people are going to say, hey, we're going to open up. If you don't feel safe, don't show up. Don't come. But those who do, we're open.
I agree. I'm ready to get back to normal.
Or something resembling normal. Yeah.
Also, did y'all see where the MHSAA reclassifications come back out today?
No, I did not.
Okay.
What happened?
They just reclassify every 2 years. It normally don't come out till December, I think, but they, for some reason, brought it out early. Just reclassifications for next year.
Was there any notable reclassifications? Or?
I'm surprised Corey Clark hadn't called in. Hatley plays Amory next year in the same division.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I'm surprised I haven't gotten
a big game.
Gotten a call yet.
Hey, how far is Belmont from Walnut?
It's about an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
You just curious?
I was just curious. Yeah.
Apropos nothing.
Yeah, no.
How come Walnut?
Huh?
Why Walnut?
I was just thinking about your accent sounds familiar with another accent.
We're about a little over an hour from Walnut.
You got big Halloween plans? Are you trick or treating? Are you getting prepared for trick or treaters?
I ain't sure yet. My wife ain't told me. I don't know if the church is doing the trunk or treat or if we're gonna have to go door to door or what we're gonna do.
All right.
Not real sure. Hey, back on the other guy that called in about the actresses. What about the woman that plays Wonder Woman? What's her name? Gail?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Gaddit, or something like that.
I don't know.
She's hot.
Okay.
But.
All right. Thanks, Jeff.
All right. Thanks.
Wonder Woman. I would have thought that's like Linda Carter.
Gal Gadot. Is it Gadot or is it Gadot? It's Gadot. I don't know.
The T is silent.
What?
Yeah, Gal Gadot. I don't know. Hey, who's this?
This is Bill Pringle. How are you tonight?
Hey, good. How are you?
Doing great. What's the thoughts on JRP? We think he's going to stay next year, or what's the deal with that?
I don't know. Chase, what do you think? My guess is Plumlee. Do you think he stays? My guess is no, but a little of it might depend on what happens with baseball.
So, I mean, realistically, do we think he's going to be good at baseball, though? I mean, batting average is pretty down last year. I mean,
I think Ely has a better chance of playing every day. Yeah.
I agree with that. But I'm interested. I wanted the stat. I would like him to stat. I think he's so athletic that you got to find a spot for him on the team. But
Oh, we lost him. I was pulling up the picture of Gal Gadot. She looks familiar. Where's she been in?
I have no idea. No clue. I'm the worst person ever at comic book movies. Just no interest at all.
Former Miss Israel. Yeah, I don't. My computer does not like me tonight. It wants to now pull up pictures of Emma Stone, and I know what she looks like.
What are you looking up?
I'm trying to pull up pictures of Gal Gadot to see.
Like, what did you know her from?
Yeah. It's not really ringing a bell.
She served 2 years in the Israeli Defense Forces.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, who do we have?
Hey, this is Bracken up in Nashville. How are y'all?
Hey, Bracken, what's up?
Not a whole lot. So changing it up a little bit, little hoops talk here.
Okay.
We're obviously in a different year, so no telling what it's going to look like come March or April. But what are y'all's thoughts on this hoops team being a tournament team or not?
I think they have a real shot at being a tournament team. They probably should be a tournament team. Kermit really likes this team. They're versatile. They're deep. Might have a little bit of an issue in terms of having enough shooters to make it happen, but that's probably their only flaw. They're going to be physical. They're going to be big. They're going to be good on the glass. They're going to be versatile, all that stuff. That's the one thing I worry about a little bit. Do they have enough shooters? But I think they're going to be a really good team in a really stacked league.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, your top 8 or 9 in the SEC are going to be loaded this year.
Oh,
who's bad in the league?
Vanderbilt.
Vandy. I think State and Georgia will be bad. Missouri's going to be okay. They're going to have 3 good guards, and then Tillman's back if he can stay healthy. But I think State people don't realize how bad that thing could get this year as well.
I agree. But the teams that could be really good, like Kentucky, Tennessee, Florida, Arkansas, Bama's got a chance to be really good. Auburn's going to be really talented. We talked about Ole Miss. I think South Carolina's going to be much improved. A&M's going to be a solid team. It's a deep league, man. There's just not a lot of crap in it.
One thing that I think will be fun about this year that, we haven't seen in the past 10 or 15 years is the bigs on this roster have a chance to be just as talented and deep as the guards do. And like you said, Neal, perimeter shooting will be an issue, but that's something that we haven't seen in a long time from a balance standpoint.
Well, Romello White's going to be really good. He's going to help Hadim C be better. Sammy Hunter's, from all accounts, really improving. I still think they have high hopes for Sean Robinson. He may be still a little behind the curve, but he's coming. You get Luis Rodriguez, you get KJ Buffin. Yeah, look, they're deep in the front court, and they've never been that way before.
Right, and I think depth this year, with all this COVID, they're talking about, 1 to 2 players, 2 or 3 maybe, is kind of the cutoff on whether you get to play or not. The depth is bigger now than ever compared to any season because of, losing players with the virus.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm about virused out. But, yeah, I guess they're going to test everybody every 2 hours, and I don't know what they're going to do. To me, that's the part that I hope that doesn't impact anybody. I hope everybody gets to play at full strength and all that stuff because I think the league should be a lot of fun. I think there's going to be a lot of good teams, and I hate to with basketball, if 2 guys are out, that changes the game completely. So,
right.
Hey, thanks for the call, Bracken. Appreciate you.
Yep, thank you.
Ole Miss going with navy hats, white jerseys.
What kind of pants?
I'm waiting. I haven't shown them. Or if they did.
Maybe they're not going. They're going pantsless.
Did they really not show the pants? I just missed it. I'm watching it again. But navy hats for sure.
Okay. White jerseys.
Yeah.
With blue or red?
Red.
Okay.
They don't have the blue anymore, do they?
I don't know. White pants, Big Ben says.
Okay. Really weird. Unless I'm missing something and I'm just an idiot, it's not showing it. Oh, at the very end it shows it. Okay. Just the very, very last frame. Yeah.
So white on white with a navy helmet.
With a navy hat.
Hey, who do we have?
Got South City Red.
What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going on?
We're just making our way.
You drunk yet?
Maybe a little. Not. I wouldn't say drunk. Just feeling better than I did earlier in the day.
Did y'all get any weather at all? Lose any power or anything?
We never lost power. The eye came probably about 10 miles south of my house, and probably from 9 o'clock to 9:45, it got really dicey. But for some reason, we never lost power at all. It's just kind of strange. So got really lucky last night.
So what's up?
Man, Halloween candy. I need to go back, man. You're leaving out Rolos, man.
Oh.
They stick in your teeth, though.
They
don't
do stick to your teeth.
That's exactly right, man. You got to get a Mountain Dew to get those things out, man.
Although, see, here's the key with the Rolo is that you have to put it in your mouth long enough before you chew on it that it actually starts to break down. That it melts.
Right. Yeah, imagine a 6-year-old getting a hold of that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I was going to get what you thought about non-conference basketball possibilities and.
I had talked to some people. Yeah, I talked to some people earlier in the week that were really pessimistic, and then Kermit was really optimistic about it. And I've talked to some people since then who are like, "Yeah, I think it's going to be okay, except for like the tournaments." Here's the one thing that everybody's kind of freaked out about, right? Is that everybody's kind of freaked out about, and again, it's November, and we have an election, and who knows, all the conspiracy theories. But there are people that are worried that once we get to March, if we're not past some of this paranoia, if you play the tournament in a traditional tournament setting, you're going to be bringing a lot of teams into one place. 8 teams go to Des Moines or Columbia or Salt Lake City, and that part of it's inevitable. So unless you're going to change the way that you do the tournament, they're going to have to get over some of this because you're going to have teams from the SEC and the Big Ten and the Mountain West and the WAC and the whatever that all come into one place that have had different protocols and stuff. If we can't get past some of this, that tournament's going to be hard to pull off.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I've heard a lot of coaches talk about, I know I heard this yesterday. I was talking with a coach yesterday that coaches at Southern Miss, and he was like, they may add more locations to the actual, I guess there's 8 first ones, they may add 8 more and kind of keep as 4 teams to a place and keep them separated and they play.
Yeah.
They could do that. So it's just going to be interesting to see once we get to March how that plays out. But it'll be. I do think that the non-conference will happen. Do they push it back into December? I don't know, but there's growing confidence from what I hear that that's going to happen. And in order, I would like to see it happen just for tournament purposes. If we do have a tournament and what it looks like, I do think you need some non-conference games to kind of gauge what league is actually a little better than the other. And I know you can use all the metrics you want to, but you got to have the eye test too. You got to see some teams from the Big 12 play the ACC, SEC, Pac-12, all that stuff. So that's what makes the non-conference game so important as far as being able to see the eye test, and then whatever metric you want to use. Whether it's a net, so be it. But I do think that's probably going to happen from what I understand. Now, what it looks like, I still don't think they even know. We're 4 weeks out. So I guess the next couple of weeks will be really big as far as how that looks.
What newcomer are you most interested in?
For Ole Miss?
Yeah.
Just look at. I went to practice Friday, and man, I tell you, in a couple of years, people are going to look at Matthew Morrell, and he's going to be an all SEC guy. He's going to be up and down this year. Most freshmen are, and he's going to have some moments where he really looks good, and he's going to have some moments where he struggles. Man, but he's the best shooter on the team from behind the arc, and I'm going to tell you, it's not close. It's not close at all. So he's going to have to play some, especially, with Jarkel not being the best three-point shooter and Devontae being streaky and Austin being streaky. Matthew's going to have to play against some teams that want to play a zone to run them out of it. And then with the way they're going to work, zone offense with the big guys, there's going to be a lot of touches in the paint. So Matthew could actually get a lot of looks from outside, and he's so athletic. He's getting better with his handles. So maybe moving him out front later in the year can be a possibility. I know Austin's been playing out front a lot. And Austin, to me, is the most improved player that I have seen by far. He shot the ball really well Friday when I saw him. He's hitting confident shots, like turnaround jumpers in the lane and traffic and stuff like that. He'd have never taken those last year. He just didn't have the confidence. I think they're trying to move Austin to the one a lot to spell Devontae. And I don't think Jarkel is really a true one. He may play it some, but, man, he's so much better without the ball in his hands. And that's because he's so active and athletic. But Matthew, to me, is who I'm most intrigued with because I just think newcomers like Dementia and Mello, the older guys, they're going to be what they are. And you know what you're going to get out of them.
That's what's
I think Melo's game is really expanded. But Matthew is the one to me that I'm really interested in seeing just how far he comes along this year.
Kermit likes this team, man. He talks totally different about this team than he did the previous two.
Well, I'm not going to say a lot because I do go watch practice some. I've been to 3, and I appreciate those guys letting me come in, and I will never get on here and divulge much of anything. But I will say this, as far as the way Kermit coaches this team, Kermit's a lot more calm. I have noticed, and the competition probably has brought that about because if a guy doesn't want to do or if a guy's not doing, he's just going to go to the bench, and he's got a guy to come in to replace him at every single spot. So I guess that makes it a little bit easier as a coach that you don't have to provide the motivation. The motivation is, provided itself just because, the competition is so fierce. And, man, I have seen Hadim C dive on the floor more in 3 practices than I saw him all of last year combined. So, just things like that I see, just little things that are just different about this team. And they're tougher, they rebound, they're long, they'll guard. And, Jarkel and Devontae, I know I saw where Kermit had said that, 90% of the time those guys go against each other. And I've been in there, and that's right. I've seen those two guys get on the floor and wrestle each other for a ball. They go at each other's throat. That's nothing but good things can happen from that because of the chemistry and the way those guys like each other. When they get inside the lines, they're competitive and they go at each other, and that makes for a really, really spirited team and a team that has a lot of respect for each other individually and as a team too. So Kermit does like this team from what I can tell, and I tell you, these guys, you're going to look up in January and they're going to be a really hard out. If somebody beats this team, they're going to earn it.
Yeah, it's kind of the impression I get. When he talks about so many different people, from Luis Rodriguez to Demencio Vaughn to Austin Crowley, and then, when you're not talking about the guys that you would expect them to talk about, that tells you a lot because that team last year was so thin. And, frankly, they just leaned on Brean way too much. And everyone admitted it. And then when Brean couldn't answer the bell sometimes, it'd be like, what's wrong with Brean? And it's like, come on, dude. You're asking him to make every shot on every possession. And that's asking a hell of a lot. Yeah, it's really hard.
And don't get me wrong, this team, there's going to be some patches where they're going to struggle to score. It's just going to happen. But the difference with this year's team is when it's time to get a bucket in the paint, they got some guys that can get buckets in the paint. And, you know, when you're not scoring from outside, they're going to be able to get the ball inside. You know, KJ, Dream, Romello, those guys like that are going to be able to get some touches, and it's going to be designed to be that way too. So, you know, foul trouble may not affect this team as bad as it did last year. Just little things like that where depth comes into play, and they're so deep, and there's so many options with so many lineups that you can do. You can go big, you can go small. You know, you can move Demencio to the 4, you can move Luis to the 4, you can do things like that. It's just the possibilities that Kermit and those guys have is endless, because there's just so many different things they can do with a lineup like this. It's getting close to, you know, I know Kermit talked about a lot with positionless, and this team is not necessarily there, but there's some lineups that can be. And so there's a lot of versatility. And, you know, when you do get to the tournament, you want to have a team that can play no matter who you are matched up with. Like the Oklahoma matchup was a terrible matchup. Terrible. Did not have the team to play them. But with this team, with so many different lineup possibilities, you know, it doesn't matter who you play. You can play a big team, small team, whatever. You know, you're going to be able to match up with whoever it is you draw, no matter how far you go in the tournament. And that is a really, really scary team to have for other teams to try to play against, because, man, it's, you know, and the way they can guard and defend, that stuff travels on the road. And that's really, really important. And this team's going to be able to do that. So, like I said, I just watching them, they're so far ahead defensively of where they were last year. And, man, these dudes go at each other's throat in practice. It is fun to watch.
Hey, man, thanks for the call. Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, take care, man. Bye.
I'm just glad we're going to have basketball season.
What's the start date? 25th?
25th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Kermit said they're going to play a schedule.
And they're hosting something here, too.
Yeah,
right?
it's like Arkansas State and Central Arkansas and Arkansas Tech and East Central Arkansas A&M and Arkansas on the Prairie and all the other Arkansas except for Arkansas.
My camera angle is wrong. If I look down at my computer, it looks like I'm sagging and falling asleep, but I'm just looking at my computer, and it looks like I'm tired. But I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, we're also brought to you by The Rogue. We'll have a pregame show on Saturday. We'll start the actual pregame show at 1. We'll have some content to you before that. So if you want to have programming for yourself, we'll have stuff on our stream as early as, I don't know, 10:45-ish, 11 for sure. So we'll have that on if you just want to have it on, and you guys can interact in the stream. And then Chase and I will be with you at 1 o'clock. We'll be with you until, I don't know, whenever, unless Ole Miss loses, at which point we'll be with you.
Neal decided he was out.
If the game ends,
it's going to be.
If Ole Miss loses, it's going to be the Chase Parham postgame show, and I'm going to go hand out candy to kids. I'll come in here.
You don't want to do a Vanderbilt loss on Saturday?
I'll just come in every 30 minutes and go, "You still here?" No. And you think I'm kidding, and I'm only partially kidding. If they lose to Vanderbilt, I'm handing out candy to kids. I'm just done. I'm out.
We can bring the camera out there, and
we'll go buy a camera and just put it out there, and to hell with it.
We'll start doing like a cooking show or something. Throw something on the egg, and hey, tonight ribeyes. Like that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Ryan Brown did have a new Grilling King video come out a minute ago. He's Grilled S'mores is Ryan's. You can find him on YouTube at The Grilling King. Our one of our favorite guests on every Saturday.
I've put s'mores on the egg before. What the heck is that?
What are you doing?
I didn't know that I did anything. That was weird. Anyway, we're brought to you by that show's brought to you by The Rogue. It's your destination for fine men's clothing. Their stylist hand-select pieces from top designers. From work to lifestyle to nightlife, there's the perfect something for everyone. The Rogue has all the best items for Peter Millar, Martin Dingman, Jack Victor, Halsey, True Grit, Duckhead, and more. Visit them at 4450 I-55 North in Jackson or at therogue.com. We're also brought to you by Heritage Properties, home to 3 communities in Oxford, Faulkner Flats, Cambridge Station, Lexington Point. All 3 properties are multifamily housing. They all offer on-site management and maintenance. They're pet-friendly. They offer short-term leases. Check them out at 662-234-4600 844-558 or live at faulknerflats.com or live at cambridgestation.com.
Still doing it. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. I did download some Halloween stuff.
Did you?
I did.
Use it on Saturday?
Yeah, you like that? We had all sorts of Halloween stuff for Saturday.
It's kind of creepy.
Yeah. You know, if things go badly Saturday, we'll just turn it into a Halloween show. And if things go well Saturday, we'll turn it into a Halloween show. You like that? It's kind of got all sorts of fun stuff. Put this in the background throughout the show. We could, just put it on the loop.
It'd be a little distracting. But
Yeah.
if they lose, maybe.
Yeah. If they lose, here's my reaction. Yeah. You're just running for the hills.
I feel like the scene from Psycho in the shower.
Yeah. That's a hell of a scream right there.
That's a big scream.
You hear that and you know it's trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go over like some horror movies and stuff on Saturday. We'll do some different things. We've had candy tonight, so we'll do movies on Saturday. That's good. I'm impressed.
My maturity level's pretty low right now.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Kind of Frankensteinish.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Fine.
Got to admit you're pretty impressed that I
I'm
was
very
able
impressed.
to download sound effects and
I
all
am.
sorts of things.
There's no doubt. 16-14 as our score in the NFL game as we close this bad boy up.
Yeah, we'll see you guys Saturday morning.
Yeah,
What it boils down to.
Well, Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, you and I will be here at 1. I'm going to open the stream. Before that, we'll have some programming. We'll bring you my show with Chris Landry, the soft verbal, the spin instructor versus the butcher. We'll have all of that for you. And then Chase and I will be here with you around 1 o'clock. Ole Miss and Vanderbilt at 3. And then we'll do hand raise guys immediately after the game. And just, unless they lose, at which point it'll just be the Chase Parham show. And I'll pass out candy. And it is what it is. Because that's a meltdown waiting to happen.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want to think
I don't
about
even
it.
want to think about it.
Yeah. All right. Enjoyed it, guys. Appreciate everybody on the stream, and we'll talk to you again on Saturday.